So the Drash for this week, Jackie has it, so we'll hand it over to her.
Note to self, when you have to do Drash, don't sing as hard. Okay, and then the title to my Drash today is called Excuses, Excuses, Excuses. So kind of wiped that out, didn't it? We often make excuses. I'm too tired. I'll just skip exercising this morning. It's been a long week. Maybe my family won't miss me at dinner tonight. Excuses often roll off the tip of our tongue. We're too tired, frazzled, insecure, unsure, overwhelmed, or distracted. Showing up emotionally and physically when we're called upon counts for a lot, which is why it's intriguing that Moses and God have such an intense connection at the burning bush. When God asked for Moses' help in freeing the Israelites from slavery, the last thing Moses wants to do is show up and help. He comes up with 3 excuses that parallel 3 great human fears. It takes a lot of convincing on God's part to put Moses at ease, build his confidence, and get him on board. God begins his request with clear directions. Gather the Israelite leaders and tell them that the God of Israel has heard their cries, has taken note of their sufferings, and will free them from Egypt by bringing them to a land of milk and honey. God assures Moses that the people will listen to him and that he will smote the Egyptians with a mighty hand, and that after working for hundreds of years as slaves, the Israelites will leave with silver, gold, and clothing. Sounds convincing, doesn't it? Moses is not persuaded. His first excuse is, they won't believe me, and they won't listen to me. Not to worry, God has some ideas up his sleeve. He teaches Moses to transform a rod into a snake, how to turn his healthy hand into one with a scaly affliction, and how to turn the water of the Nile into blood. But still, Moses isn't convinced. He's worried. No one will hear me. They won't get me. They won't take me seriously. I think this is our first greatest fear, that those we deeply love and care about won't ever really get us. Then Moses comes up with his second excuse. Please, my Lord, I have never been good with words. Not in the past, and really not now. I'm slow of speech and I stutter. Traditionally, this has been interpreted to mean that Moses has a speech impediment. Once again, God has an answer for his legitimate insecurity. Yes, I know that. I, God, am the one who gives humans the ability to speak. I will be with you, and you will speak as I instruct you to do so. This is our second greatest fear. I don't have the skills to make a difference in this world. Other people are so much more refined, smarter, taller, prettier, well-educated, or financially secure, more than I am. But God keeps pushing Moses, and Moses keeps pushing back. Moses comes up with his third and final excuse. Make someone else your agent. Essentially, I'm not taking the job. At this point, God loses his cool a little. The Torah says God gets angry and responds with a third solution. Moses, your brother Aaron will be your spokesman and your right-hand man. Then once again, God calms down to reassure Moses that he will be with his 2 brothers and guide both of them as they work in partnership with him to free the Israelite people. What Moses is really expressing is our third deep fear. When put to the test, I don't think I can actually do what others want of me. I'm scared. I won't fulfill my destiny in life, be the person I'm meant to be, change for the better, or even live up to even my own hopes and dreams for myself. All Moses needed to do was be Moses. All each of us need to do is be the best person we can be, responding to the challenges around us with the unique qualities we are gifted. It's about showing up when we hear the call. The Jewish spiritual practice of Muzar, which challenges us to examine our personality traits through a Jewish lens, closely associates Moses' challenge in this week's portion with the human trait of humility. Anava, is that correct in Hebrew? Humility is not making oneself low or little. Instead, it's about knowing one's place in the world, taking up the appropriate space based on our situation, leaving room for others. Moses' reluctance and excuses challenge us to think about what each of us is called to do in our intimate relationships, in our friendships, and with our family members. They challenge us to question when we make excuses, how much we speak, and if and when we lead or follow. Like Moses, we too worry that those we deeply love and care about won't ever really get us, that we aren't good enough, or are lacking in some way, or that we won't be able to fulfill our unique destiny in life. We can relate to Moses' pain. We may possibly even peer down his path. This week's portion calls each of us to metaphorically hold Moses' hand, in the hand of every fellow human being, as he and they and we try to conquer our greatest fears. Shabbat Shalom.